Hi everybody, this is Crypto Rich, working with you to get rich with crypto, filling our pockets with crypto profits. And in this video, I have not one, but two very, very special guests. We're going to be finding out about a project which I think is really, really going places, has a great world use case, and is going to become increasingly important. And they've got some very exciting stuff that's happening. To find the best cryptocurrency investments, check out Token Metrics. Use my affiliate link for a discount. Safety and security notice, please watch out for comments like this by scammers pretending to be me or other crypto YouTubers. Also, please follow me on bittube.video. You can also follow me on Odyssey. These are both censorship-resistant platforms, and every now and then I am going to post a video which isn't going to be on YouTube. Find me on these platforms. Hey Dan, hey Adriana, thank you so much for making yourselves available.
How's it going,
Hey there,
Rich?
thanks for having us.
You are so welcome. And Dan, you are the CEO of Exidio, which provides funding and development for Sentinel, which is a decentralized project which is creating a decentralized VPN so people can preserve their privacy and security on the internet. And Adriana, you are a new team member of Exidio, and we're going to be talking a little bit about you, but I also got a separate video that I'm going to be doing with you, finding out about your role. But Dan, anything you want to say, just what Sentinel is and DVPN is?
Yeah, before we get to Sentinel and DVPN, I just want to say I'm really pumped to have Adriana on our team. She's our new Chief Marketing Officer, and I know you'll dig into her a little bit more later in this video, but I want to say that I've really enjoyed working with her. It's been a couple weeks now. She's jumped on full speed, and our marketing engine is revving faster than ever. So I just want to say that she's been a rock star, and I'm really excited about having our team come together.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Very good. Adriana, any quick word you want to say?
Yeah, first of all, thank you for having us on to discuss Exidio and Sentinel. I'm really excited to be here. This is my first official interview as CMO of Exidio, and it's been going really well. I've been in the crypto community for quite some time, and I'm always pretty careful about who I work with, and this team is just a bunch of rock stars. So I'm really glad to be here and really pumped about what we have going on.
Great. Thank you for that. And thank you, Dan, for introducing Adriana. Now, do you want to say a little bit about the Sentinel project and its relationship with DVPN?
Yeah, absolutely. No, thanks, Rich. So Sentinel is really just a marketplace. So think of it like Amazon. If you're a reseller on Amazon and you can offer your goods and products on Amazon or on eBay, it's a marketplace, but the product that you're offering to the marketplace is bandwidth. So it's a protocol. People can offer their excess bandwidth to the network, or people can route their traffic through other individuals' bandwidth. So with this bandwidth network, we can create different applications, and one is Sentinel, and one is VPN. So right now, anyone that's connecting to this VPN, this bandwidth protocol, can connect through different front-end applications, decentralized VPN applications. And so with Sentinel, it's a base layer framework for any company that wants to start their own decentralized VPN and build it on the Sentinel network. And then Adriana and I work for Exidio. And Exidio is a software development arm that's helping to build those front-end applications that connect to the Sentinel network. Exidio's built our own VPN application called the Sentinel DVPN. And then there's other companies that are building on the network, and they can either build their own applications and build their own front-end independently, or they can hire Exidio if they'd like some support and expertise in building the front-end applications and getting connected to the network.
Great. Very good. And just to say that the Exidio is privately funded, like with VC capital and stuff like that, got businesses behind it. Sentinel is essentially a group of developers that are into privacy. And what a decentralized VPN is a VPN, a virtual private network. It's a way of making sure that your data remains secure and private. And because it's decentralized, there's no single point of failure where it can't be hacked, it can't be captured through regulations or whatever, because it's all decentralized, and it's more robust that way as well. And it will allow people to provide their surplus bandwidth to the network and then earn DVPN coins. And I have to say and let everybody know that Sentinel is a member, I think one of the founding members of the Blockchain Privacy, Security and Adoption Alliance, which includes 8 other projects. I'm not even going to try and remember them all, but I do feature them on my channel. So that includes Ergo, Pirate Chain, Komodo, and BitTube, amongst others. And they all work together in order to further blockchain privacy and security. Okay, so that's
perfectly said.
Yes, I have practiced this. Thank you. Now, for anybody who's watching, I do cover this project. I've been covering this project for about 15 months. So, because I'm really interested in privacy and security and VPN, I think it's really important to use a VPN. The Sentinel VPN, by the way, is available for free on Android and on desktop, but there are going to be upgrades. I'm going to be finding out about some of the stuff that's happening. So, Dan, I've got a whole list of things that we want to let people know about, right? So, do you want to start? Should we start with the apps?
I think before we start with the app, there's one huge announcement. Sentinel has pivoted its network. So like you said, the application is free, but the application was free on Ethereum on testnet, and Sentinel is moving all of their nodes to mainnet Tendermint-based nodes or Cosmos-based nodes on the Sentinel blockchain, and that's gone live. And people are paying now to access the VPN only via command line interface, via CLI applications on the network. But there are now applications that are going to be built on top of this new upgraded onto the Cosmos, the Sentinel hub on mainnet, and those nodes now are monetizing their bandwidth, and people that are now connecting to VPN can pay for VPN. So we've made a big transition and monetized the network, and now we're transitioning all of the nodes that were on Ethereum to mainnet nodes, and so your free access to unlimited VPN, your window is closing here very soon. We're with these applications that we'll get into. Then you'll have access to free VPN for a limited amount of time, in what they call like a freemium model. And then if you want to continue to have full access to the usage of the applications, you'll need to pay for the bandwidth, just like you would pay to route your bandwidth on any other application.
Okay. So I know there are organizations that are already using or that are going to white label the Sentinel DVPN protocol, but there may be individuals who are confident with CLI who are already earning DVPN.
Exactly right.
Well, I want to know, when is the GUI coming for the
GUI? That's the one. Desktop application is in development, and the timeline should be. I hate making these perfect development timeline promises, but expect it by mid-August at the very latest. It's been in development. It's very close to finishing. We're working with two different developers right now on finishing a lot of the back end and making sure that APIs are working effectively, and that people that are hosting bandwidth, that they're able to connect seamlessly through the front end development. So that is a big push, and be able to offer bandwidth to the network from their home without having to use CLI, but using the desktop application. So we're really pumped about that. And in mid-August is the timeline that we're looking to have that application first go out to the mass.
Fabulous. And will that be Linux, Windows, and Mac?
I believe it's going to start with Windows initially.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, no problem. I should wait for the Mac one. Right.
It's coming, and you're going to be able to start earning more DVPN, Rich.
Yeah, and I just want to remind people that you want to earn more DVPN, you can stake it inside the Kepler wallet and get over 50% staking rewards currently, and they're not going to stay that high, but it's good, 50% plus. Okay, and then do you want to move on to the mobile app? What's happening with those?
Yeah, so there's two applications coming on live online again around that same timeline, around middle of August, and this is something that we've been long awaiting for. Is really completely overhauling the mobile applications to be able to connect to decentralized VPN and be able to pay for decentralized VPN. So these new mobile applications will be the upgrade. And so you really have 3 or 4 more weeks to be able to have completely free VPN before all of the nodes will be transitioning over to our Cosmos-based mainnet, and our mobile applications will be updating onto our Cosmos-based mainnet. And so we're having a completely overhauled and completely new graphic interface and completely overhauled design for the Android application. And there's an iOS application that's also coming live in the middle of August. So these are things that have been long in development, and we're just getting through the testing phases of them right now. We're starting them on iOS test flight and on Android in the Google Play Store's testing environment. And both of them are starting to look very positive. And so I'm very confident in the next 3 weeks here, we're going to be able to have these applications in beta go live to consumers. So yeah, this is a long time in the making.
Fabulous. And any idea like how much it'll cost somebody if they want to run a VPN?
So Rich, if you offer your bandwidth to the network, you can set the price of what you want to charge the users that route their traffic through your node, and how much they pay for a gigabyte for doing so. So you can each node can set the terms for the amount of bandwidth that they're sharing. And so it is truly a peer-to-peer marketplace. And the marketplace is going to be decided based on the dynamics of the market, what the pricing will be. We know it'll be competitive pricing. And I think with an open marketplace, without companies that are really running, managing all their nodes and setting price terms, I believe the pricing is going to be much more competitive than centralized players. And it's going to make for a true kind of price setting based on actual costs for offering bandwidth.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. No, I can get how that would be really, really competitive, because people would pay. If I've got, like, if I'm providing a node, but there's like 5 other nodes in the same vicinity that people can use, I got to compete with them, and I got to compete in terms of service and reliability, but also in terms of cost. Otherwise, why are they going to come to me?
Exactly.
Great.
It's like
Okay.
Airbnb.
Now, one thing I know you mentioned last time, and I did a video which I posted a few days ago about this, and I mentioned this, that there is at least one centralized VPN that's moving over, or has already moved over to use Sentinel's DVPN. Now, I don't know if you can name them, but what's the advantage to them? Because I speculated that it would be that it's much, much lower infrastructure costs for them. They'd have much higher profit margins.
That's exactly right. And I think as we're moving into this more decentralized world, I think centralized entities are taking note that they're going to have to keep up with these competitors. So they're wanting to get their foot in the door early to be the first to build those kinds of business models out and move into the decentralized world. I mean, it's also lower on infrastructure costs, but it's also like a good community marketplace for them with access to users that they're not normally getting. Just decentralized nature makes it so that people in China, people in other countries are going to be able to see their products more readily. And I think that's what's also attractive to these centralized entities.
Great, thank you. And it's just something I got reminded that when organizations run they white label their own DVPNs using Sentinel Protocol, then some of that revenue, some of that profit is shared with DVPN holders, in addition to the staking rewards as well. So it's going to be very, very lucrative passive income. Okay.
Yeah, and that's going to be a big update when we roll that out. That's planned for probably early Q4, but that'll be a complete update on the hub on the Sentinel blockchain. And so when we make that update, then we'll be able to pass on revenue that is going to node hosts back to token holders that are staking. Yes.
Very exciting. By the way, if anybody doesn't know, I hold DVPN, so I have a personal investment in this, and I'm just really excited by what's coming up, including a new website. You're going to overhaul the website. Anything you want to say about that, either of you?
I think we're just looking forward to providing more information about the project in a much more meaningful way, that as we transition over from the ERC20 token onto our own Cosmos-based mainnet, I think it's going to provide all that transition information in a much more clear, concise way that speaks to the community a little bit more.
Great. Anything you want to add, Dan?
Oh, I totally piggybacking off of what Adriana said. That's spot on. I think the current website doesn't do justice to how the protocol works, and it doesn't make it as accessible. And so we really are going to be overhauling not only the content, but the interface, and making sure that it just is a lot prettier and a lot easier on the eyes. It just makes it for access to the information a lot easier. And with the website, we're also having a whole other overhaul, which is the Blockchain Explorer. And the Sentinel Explorer is going to be freaking awesome, because it's not just an explorer that is thinking about what are the transactions for DVPN tokens moving from one wallet to the other. It's going to detail the specifics around what's happening on the blockchain with tokens and staking and governance. And it's also going to be detailing what's happening on the decentralized VPN protocol network. So the nodes that are on the network, their bandwidth, their latency, their IP address, the amount of bandwidth that's been transmitted across the network. So all the usage statistics, both on the blockchain with the token and with governance, and then all the usage statistics around what's happening on the network with DVPN. So it's a really powerful tool that I'm really excited about, that's in development right now.
Yeah, it's coming out to be more of like an infrastructure dashboard along with an explorer, rather than just an explorer to look up transactions, right? Like if you're hosting a node on this, it's going to be that all-in-one place that you go to understand what's needed out of your hardware to be able to host, all of that bandwidth on there. I think this is a huge development in decentralized marketplaces. Infrastructure tools are so hard to come by. So I'm looking forward to the way this launches and the information it's going to be providing the entire network.
Okay. One of the things I can see that would provide is actually it would boost competitiveness, because a node provider would be able to see what another node provider is is charging, how much traffic, their reliability, and then
That's
can
right.
position themselves to.
It's really that free market, decentralized vibe that we're all going for in this market. I mean, to be able to say that we're protecting data, but also providing all of the transparent truth to the node providers, that's a big deal. In so many decentralized networks, the nodes just have so much power, and not having that information can really create negative competition. I'm hoping that, with this transparent system, it's going to create positive, transparent competition.
Which will benefit DVPN users with lower
Yes.
costs and greater reliability. Okay, now in the last month, Sentinel DVPN token is now being listed on Bitmax, which is now Ascendex. So that's another exchange that people can go to. I don't know if you want to say anything of that before we move on to Osmosis, because I have quite a bit to say about Osmosis.
Yeah, well, I think Bitmax. I'm so used to calling it Bitmax. I've traded on that exchange for a long time, and now it's Ascendex. But it's a big exchange listing, right? It's helping bring Sentinel to more of the mainstream and making the token a lot more accessible for people that are traditionally used to only using centralized exchanges. The two main centralized exchanges now that Sentinel, the DVPN token, is trading on is MXC and Ascendex. And Ascendex has a lot more volume and has really good marketing. We did an AMA with their entire community. I think there were over 50,000 people that were there. And so it's really bringing, I think, Sentinel more to the limelight. And I think with a lot of the traction that Sentinel's had within the Cosmos ecosystem, now people are starting to see kind of the power of the network. And now they're getting access to the token with another solid centralized exchange. So it's just exciting. It's a step in the right direction.
Yes, yeah. And actually, just before I mentioned Osmosis, in the background, there's also the different BPSAA member dexes. And one of the things that all the different projects are doing is looking to incorporate the other coins and tokens of the other projects. So that would mean that eventually, there's no timeline on this, but DVPN would be available on ErgoDex or Atomic Dex or Signum's Dex or Turtle Network. So that's going to create even more liquidity for an availability for the DVPN token. And there's Osmosis Dex, which I think launched 3-4 weeks ago, and it's just beautiful. Beautiful, 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 fast, easy to use. Do you want to say something about DVPN's or Sentinel's relationship and Osmosis Dex, how that came about and how it's faring?
Yeah, I think so. Some of the guys behind Osmosis Dex are also people that are behind Kepler Wallet. There's a little bit of overlap there, and we've really established a great relationship with that team, and they've seen the team's development and the development of the token and the protocol and the usage across the network. And so I think Sentinel is getting a lot more recognition within the Cosmos ecosystem because of the growth of the network and because of the way that we've operated as a team and way that the community has really bought into seeing the growth of this network. And so after Sentinel got listed on Kepler Wallet, we were following up and exploring kind of what are the protocols that are coming since the IBC, the Inter-Blockchain Communications Layer launch. And with the success of IBC, Sentinel was one of the first 6 projects within the Cosmos ecosystem that launched on IBC. And now we're reaping a lot of the benefits of seeing the growth of IBC. Sentinel can't take too much credit. Cosmos network, the Cosmos ecosystem, and the Inter-Blockchain Communication Layer should take a lot of credit. This is really revolutionary to be able to provide interchain communications and to be able to have true interoperability. And so this is the first protocol in all of blockchain that's actually seeing interoperability live and in the real world. And so now we're seeing the benefits of it with projects like Gravity Dex, where you can do swaps between different native blockchains that are connected to IBC in real time. And now there's more happening. There's a Ethereum bridge happening that's going to go live, and so that they'll be able to swap tokens, ERC20 tokens within IBC enabled dexes, and IBC tokens will be able to be swapped within ERC20 native dexes. So the growth and opportunity set is going to continue to grow at an exponential rate as a lot of these things are unlocked with the power of IBC.
Great. Anything you want to add, Adriana?
I mean, to that point, that's one of the reasons I really wanted to join Exidio and work with Sentinel. IBC is just so underrated right now. And I think a lot of networks talk about IBC, but Cosmos really is the first that I've seen actually using it. I come from another network that was trying to initiate IBC, and I've learned a lot about how it can go wrong. So to see it going right in this case is amazing. And to anybody that doesn't really understand what IBC is, or this is over their head, it's basically allows these networks to scale parallel to each other horizontally rather than all on the same network. That's the problem that's causing all the clogging on Ethereum. So Ethereum's got this one network, all of this traffic running through it. That's why your gas fees are completely, guesswork. You really don't know what you're getting depending on how, much the network's being used. On Cosmos, you have all these networks and all these projects that are building their own private network, like Sentinel, that's mainnet, and we're able to host all that information there, secure it there. But we're also able to talk to all of these other networks that are building with the same software in a much more efficient way and a safe way that still harnesses the power of blockchain without compromising the integrity of the data or how it's being hosted.
Yes, yes. And I just want to give, as someone who's used it, my take on it. One is the ridiculously high staking rewards and the liquidity mining rewards, the early incentives that they offered on Osmosis DEX for people to use. The other is how easy it is to use, how beautiful it is, how low the fees are, how cheap it is.
That's right.
And how fast it is. It's gorgeous. All crypto should be this way. And the other thing that's happened, it's made it very, very easy, I think, for people to get DVPN. Because
exactly
all I had to do, because I have CRO, and Atom, CRO and Atom are very, very liquid. All I got to do is send it to osmosis.zone or to my Kepler wallet. And then from there, I can trade very easily and very quickly and pick up more DVPN.
Nice and frictionless,
well, and we've seen
isn't it?
Yeah, it's awesome. And we've seen the true demand. The DVPN token was the third most traded token on the Osmosis DEX behind Akash, AKT, and Persistence XPRT. But those are projects with much larger market caps and maybe a little bit more recognition within the blockchain space. But we're seeing true demand for the token and for people to get excited about being able to participate in staking and governance and providing LP. And so, I think that's what's starting to show the power of the Cosmos IBC is it is unleashing all this potential, as Adriana mentioned, with all these blockchains able to communicate with one another. Yep. And now there's more that's happening with Gravity or with the IBC. So I kind of just said it, but there's another DEX coming out, the Gravity DEX, which is built by the core Tendermint team. So it's got a lot of the big backing within the Cosmos community, and that decentralized exchange is building custom front end applications that connect to it. So that's the Gravity DEX is the background infrastructure, and now there's other front end applications that are building their own GUIs to be able to connect to the Gravity DEX. And the first one is going to be called Emerus. And Emerus is going live supposedly in the next couple of weeks. And now we're starting to see all the potential that's getting unleashed within the IBC. And then there's another DEX coming up, Swift Chain. So we're starting to see that, I think that there's going to be a snowball effect here where people start to realize the power of what you can do when blockchains are able to communicate with one another without completely killing the scaling challenges that Adriana talked about.
Yep.
Yeah, I think if you're looking to join a new community, Cosmos has really got a strong starting point. I mean, Cosmos has been kind of underrated in my opinion. I mean, even just recently joining this ecosystem and learning, it's got so much going on, and it's a true community where, projects can help other projects without taking away from their own success. And I think that kind of community effort is going to develop this anti-tribal approach to community that's so desperately needed in the crypto community right now.
Yes. Well, I'm looking forward to the launch of Gravity DEX and was it Emerus? Okay, thank you for that. I want to remind people about conversion from DVPN as an ERC20 to the Cosmos chain. And if somebody wants to do that, where would they go?
Yeah, so it's they had the Cent, S-E-N-T, ERC20 token, and they'll transition their Cent token to the DVPN Cosmos-based chain, our own Sentinel blockchain. And they go to swap.sentinel.co. So it's really straightforward, swap.sentinel.co. And you have until September 1st to make sure that your ERC20 tokens have made the transition over to the Sentinel mainnet. I really encourage people to do that. Like you said, there's far more activity, there's far more liquidity. The ERC20 token is dying, and that chain is going to a burn address, and you'll get your mainnet token. So make sure you do that and stay active. And if you have any questions, join into the Sentinel Telegram group, and people will be happy to help you make sure that you get that process taken care of.
Yeah, very good. And it's a 1-for-1 swap. 1 cent will become 1 DVPN. And it's so simple that even I managed it. And it did take a couple of reminders from Dan and me getting embarrassed about the fact that I hadn't done it. So it's very, very easy and smooth.
Well, if you don't do it, then you're not able to have fun on Osmosis DEX.
That's right.
I'm happy you've done it, Rich.
That's right. You're not able to get 50% plus APY by staking in the Kepler wallet. Okay. Then anything you want to let us know about Indigitus? And I did a video with Michael, who's the CEO of Indigitus, which is a hardware application which makes it really, really easy for people who are techno nerds like me to run a DVPN node.
That's right. And actually, we are working with an outside software company right now that's helping us in some of the back-end development on the OpenWRT framework to be able to launch the correct software and modules to be able to have that one-click user experience to be able to offer your bandwidth to the network. So a lot is happening in the background as far as development and getting that product ready to go. Mike is working really hard at Indigitus. He's customized his own hardware device, and we're really excited to partner with Indigitus. And so in the next few months here, you're going to continue to get more updates, both on the Indigitus side and on the Sentinel side, as that device gets launched, gets ready to prepare to go out in the wild. Something we're really excited about. And not only is it easy, is it going to be able to offer a one-click DVPN node, but it'll offer a Wi-Fi signal that's end-to-end encrypted. So now you can have one Wi-Fi signal for all your devices and ensure that you have privacy online and that you can get access to content that you might not otherwise, depending on the restrictions of your current internet connection.
Wow, which is going to get increasingly important given the political climate the world over currently.
We know you're the ultimate. We know where you think the world's going, Rich. But we're really lucky to have you as a social worker fighting the good fight every day.
That's right. That's right. It's a bit of a paradox because I'm a child protection social worker, so I intrude in people's lives in the most intrusive way possible. At the same time, you've got to respect people's rights, and people got to have a right to privacy, and because without privacy, there's no freedom. Okay, then there are a whole range of bounties, and I did a video. There's a great Medium article. That's the other thing that you do. If people want to find out and keep up to date, they should follow this project on Medium, join the Telegram group, because the Medium articles are really well written and really well explain what's happening. Well explained. I didn't well explain that, but they explained it really well what's happening, right? And I did a video on the bounties. Do you want to run through them? Because there are bounties available for all sorts of participants in the Sentinel ecosystem.
Yeah, so this is something that's come out recently. We're really looking to help bootstrap the node network right now, right? As we mentioned, people can offer nodes to the network since the network has gone on mainnet, but they're offering nodes via CLI. And so that's inherently challenging for some people. And as we have our front-end application coming out in 3-4 weeks' time, it'll be a lot to offer bandwidth to the network. And we're really incentivizing the earliest nodes to come on, make their transition over from Ethereum, and new people to come on and offer bandwidth to the network. And so not only will, as more people start paying for VPN on the backside and you're earning the revenue from the revenue generated across the network, there are incentives, there are bounties going on right now from the S&T Foundation to people to bootstrap and offer bandwidth to the network. And there are other additional benefits for people that are going to be downloading and using the new applications to try it out and give feedback. And with that feedback, we'll be able to offer DVPN tokens. And so there's a lot of different opportunities right now for people to get engaged and participate in the network and earn free tokens for doing so. So I know a lot of people say that crypto is exciting, but it's volatile and they're afraid to put their capital at risk. You don't have to do that. If you engage with these communities, come into Sentinel, learn more about the product, offer your bandwidth, try out the new application, give us feedback, and you're going to be able to earn tokens at no cost and provide value for a growing decentralized network. So I just think it's really cool. And I couldn't be more passionate about the work we're doing. And every day I wake up and I'm like, let's freaking go. I'm ready to rock today. And I'm ready to make sure that we're providing privacy and security for people online, which I think is so important.
Yes, absolutely. Now I have a question, which is where are all these DVPN tokens coming from that you're giving away to everybody through the staking, through the various bounties?
Yeah, so just like you said, if you want information about Sentinel, good places to find it are the Medium articles and the Sentinel announcements channel on Telegram. In that Sentinel Medium announcement, there's the one Sentinel paving the path for DVPN mass adoption, and it goes over the full emission schedule and the token allocations and where all the tokens are being allocated to and what their purposes are. And there are tokens that are allocated to the foundation for the growth of the network, for incentivizing people to help make sure the network becomes more robust. And so the specific amount of tokens and the release schedule, all of that is very transparent. And if you look for the Sentinel move to mainnet and the Sentinel path to DVPN mass adoption articles in the blog post, and we could post those here in the link to the description, it'll detail all of where those tokens are coming from.
Great. And that makes complete sense. I can get it for myself from my own experience of osmosis. Because when I looked at it in launch, I thought, okay, it's connected to Sentinel, so let me have a look at it. And then I was like, oh my God, there's all these rewards. There's all these original, these early incentives to encourage people to start using it. So I told my friends and some of my family, and then I did videos about it. And so they will have told more friends and family, and people got involved. So I can see how having and we can discuss this more perhaps, Adriana, in our interview, like a front end incentive gets people on board quickly and gets them wedded to the project and embedded in the project.
Yeah, that's a challenge that all decentralized projects face, right? Is where does this startup funding and where do the incentives come from? I think that Sentinel has solved for a lot of these problems, and it'll continue to push that community agenda forward. You can't not let your community earn and be a part of that reward system. It's kind of greedy. And I think by establishing some type of foundation and having these allocations, it's like having this solid backing for a decentralized project, and really makes things much easier without, bleeding too much value.
Yep. And then what happens is I think you then buy. It's not even like buying. Buying is not quite the right word, but what you get is loyalty. You get like really successful companies. They have fans. They don't have customers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you have that like we contributed aspect to it, right? Like I earned these tokens because I contributed knowledge or contributed value. That's creating value in the consumer's mind that, hey, like I did this. It's kind of like a badge of honor, and
I got
means they're more likely to hold. Right.
I got rewarded for it. I like that I get 50% plus for staking. DVPN.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So one of the bounties you're offering, you mentioned, is for people to set up nodes, and it's going to be easy for people to set up nodes with the GUI desktop apps that are coming out. And it's also going to be easy through an affiliation or a partnership with Strongblock. Do you want to say a little bit about that, Dan?
Yeah, Adriana can speak to that.
Yeah. So Strongblock is nodes as a service, essentially. They come in and kind of provide underlying infrastructure. And we have started communicating with them and partnering with them to provide nodes to our new mainnet that's based on Cosmos as we transition. And there's going to be interesting rewards and interesting partnership promos that we develop with them. I'm actually, longtime colleagues of David Moss and Thomas Cox who lead that project. And I'm really excited about working with them. They've done an amazing job at establishing a community around their cause. And I think their main cause is just further decentralizing decentralized networks, like really creating, I know it's a little bit laying it on a little thick, but that's really what their mission is providing strong node infrastructure to networks who need it, especially as they get bootstrapped, and then bringing their community along for the ride on an educational and informational capacity. So that is one partnership that I'm really, really excited to be helping lead in Exidio and seeing where we can grow our business together.
Great. That's very, very, very interesting. That is one of the metaphors that I've used for decentralized projects is ants nests. Now you get ants nests in every continent apart from Antarctica. Like try getting rid of ants nests. It's just not possible.
I thought about that. I had a conversation with that the other day with my dad when I was like back visiting my parents. I'm like, do you think we could kill ants? And I don't know, unless we set off like a ton of like atom bombs at the same time across the entire planet. And still, I don't know if that would do it.
No, there are some ants that would probably survive. Certainly the cockroaches would anyway. But it would take, never mind the ecological harm, even trying to get rid of ants nests that it would cause, right? Or irradiating the entire planet. But you just can't get rid of them. And then when you said decentralizing decentralization, what I thought of was the little ants themselves scurrying out of the ants nests. That makes it even more decentralized.
Yeah, I mean, you can't we want all of these networks to get to a point where it's like the internet. You can't turn it off, right? Like it's just not going to happen. That's true decentralization, in my opinion, is when, you know, you just can't kill it. And that's what these partnerships with people like Strongblock are going to lead to, is understanding that the Sentinel network will always be there, whether Exidio or Strongblock or anybody is or is not there anymore.
Exactly.
Great. Okay. All right. And then finally, I think, is the ambassador program that you've launched some time back. Which one of you wants to speak to that?
I can take that one. Yeah. So the ambassador program we have running right now is really great. We have a couple of regional Telegram channels, so you can look into that. You know, definitely head to our main channel to find out where the regionals are. But we also have an ambassadors program that is paying people for producing content, writing, tweeting, and that's another way to earn DVPN. So like we said, we want to create this ecosystem where everyone's adding value into the community and earning that token. That's another way you can do it. So if you're not a developer or you're not interface friendly, you know, and you're waiting for all of our desktop applications to come out, this is a way you can earn DVPN in the meantime. And we already have preset rewards for certain things and a way for you to come in and say, hey, I've completed this task, and then we will send you your DVPN. So we are looking for content creators, writers, you know, anybody who has an idea about how to spread the message on Exidio and Sentinel. You know, just head over to our Medium page and you'll find more details about the ambassador program.
Great, and I'll have a link to that article in the description below, as well as Swap Sentinel and the other ones, and all the other relevant links. Dan, Adriana, anything else you want to let us know before we finish up?
Just that we're really excited to watch the entire ecosystem grow and to be a part of the Cosmos ecosystem. So we're looking forward to really pushing the limits on what it means to be a decentralized application and network. Very good. Anything for you, Dan?
No, I mean, I'm just really excited. I just echo Adriana's comments. It's been an exciting summer. It's the summer of Sentinel. A lot of applications coming out. I can't wait for people to get their hands on the new mobile applications and the desktop app, and seeing the opportunity for this network to really grow and starting to see other companies building on the Sentinel network. It's kind of like a vision that's finally all coming to fruition.
It is. And just remind me, I think Sentinel, I think they ICO'd in 2018. And it was just a small ICO, about $1 million or so. And they used the money for development. And now with this really great product and more money behind it coming through Exidio, ready to roll out, which is probably a really great way to build any business or project. Okay, Adriana, thank you so much. Dan, thank you so much. If you are interested in privacy, security, freedom, then I recommend you check out DVPN. If you're not interested in those things, then get interested for your sake and check out DVPN. I'll have all the links in the description below, and I will be covering this project again and again. And between now and when I see you next, please keep filling your pockets with crypto profits. This is Crypto Rich and Crypto Adriana and Crypto Dan signing out. All the best. Bye-bye.
See you.